Hello and happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, September the 25th. I'm going to go ahead and apologize for the voice. I'm actually sick this time. So I know I've been saying allergies, you know, whatever for weeks. We're actually sick this time. We'll talk about that here more in just a few minutes. I hope you all can hear me. I did decide to go ahead and do today's chat from home because honestly, we are so tired that as soon as the chat's over, probably gonna go straight on to bed. Let me see if I can get caught up here with you all though. I did miss you. Even though we were exhausted, I did miss you all. Let's see. Oh, hello, Mary, it's good to see you. Oh, here we go. Okay, now I'm gonna get caught up with you all. So, and I'll go ahead and warn you, so since we're doing this from home, hello Trish, it's good to see you. Let's see, Sandra and Linda are sneaking in here. Hello, Kathy from Mississippi. Since I'm doing this from home, the internet is going to be slower, so I'll just go ahead and warn you, if we have any internet interruptions, hello Linda from Rock Island, Illinois, if we have any internet interruptions tonight, it is being recorded on the Mevo camera, so you will be able to watch this later. Hopefully we'll be able to do this live. Hello Elaine, hello Carol Lou, it's good to see you. Let's see, who else did I miss? Mary Ann from Pennsylvania, and we're feeling better. Hello Hattie. I'm not gonna say good. Hello Phyllis. Let's see, who else have I got here? And Lynn sneaking in, and hello Karen. Hello, yep. So hello everybody. We are feeling better. We're not good. And John says hello from home base because he is obviously here. But yeah, so we're feeling better. We're still not feeling good, but we are feeling better. And the girls are great now. Oh, hello Scott. Hey Scott made it tonight. Scott, I'm loving your charts, so keep posting those. I love those. Let's see, who else have I missed? Hello, Katie. Hello, Sandra from Naperville. There is Lynn. Hello, Julie. Scott's there, and hello, Kathy. So the girls are better. Bo did end up having to spend a couple of days in the hospital because she ended up with pneumonia, but they are both much better. Apparently, children rebound much faster than the adults do because Casey and I are both still sick, and hello, Carol from Surrey. John even has it now. So yeah, I don't recommend it. But anyway, hello and happy Sunday, everybody. Thank you so much for letting us take last week off. Honestly, you wouldn't have wanted me here. I don't sound great tonight. Sounded worse last week. This is, let's see, Monday, tomorrow will be 14 days that we've been sick. I don't know when we've been this sick in a long time. So again, thank you for letting us take last week off. It would have been a hot mess if we had tried to do this last week. And thank you for letting me have this from home again tonight. We are probably going to keep this short. I'm going to try and keep it to 20 minutes and 20 minutes because again, we are still just exhausted, but girls are better. Adults will eventually catch up. But hello and happy Sunday, everybody. I am Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. If it's your first time here, don't always sound like this. It seems like we've had a lot of this lately. Hello, Sandra from Demons Ferry. Seems like we've had a lot of, I don't know, allergies and just junk and whatever. And I swear I think it's from wearing masks for almost 2 years that now we're susceptible to everything. And hello, Loretta. But this time it is actually, oh no, Loretta, bad storms. No. Go inside. Go into an interior room in your house. But this time we're actually sick. So fortunately it's all here, a little bit here. It doesn't seem to be affecting my voice other than making me sound stopped up. But thank you all for letting us, have a break last week. Your journey. Around, and I see that we are a little bit paused. So the internet here is not as good as it is at KC Kitchen Center. So again, thank you. We are recording. So may have to get John to get off of the internet every time he plays on the computer. I think it's gonna slow us down. So sorry, John, you may not be able to play tonight. But this month's theme, we've been talking about simplify your journey. And since we've talked about simplifying our journey, nothing has been simple about my journey since we started that. A little bit of news for September 2022. First thing is RSV. I don't recommend it. Don't get it. Tonight will be an abbreviated chat just due to the risk of fits of coughing and the overall fatigue that is still lingering. But thank you again, everyone who asked about us and who checked on the girls and checked on us. So we're not quite up to normal speed. The girls are, pretty much back to normal. So it's the mom and grandparents that are feeling kind of rough now. Also, September, in case you missed it, I barely came squeaking in on that one, but September was last Sunday, and that was a soup recipe collaboration that was hosted by Jones Pointed Plate. If you missed that, you can still go back and see, you can still go back and check out those posts. So you can go to my YouTube, that's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg, and I have under my September recipe, I've got all of the people who participated in the collaboration there, the collab, they are all listed there. Or I will have Jessica post Jones Pointed Plate. I'll have her, and hello Karen, it's good to see you from East Tennessee. I'll have Jessica post her link there so that you can go and check that out, and she has the entire list. So that is one thing that I had, and yep, Phyllis said she loved September. That is one thing that I had enough strength to do, is to watch a couple of those videos. Did not have the strength or the energy to make any of the recipes other than mine, other than my own recipe. But you know, we will be better soon, and then we will get to that. Okay, so I need to know, because I did not attend, I was not able to attend a WW meeting, and yeah, Lynn says they were great, meeting in person the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago I did not, because we were at Children's Hospital with Alyssa, I guess, and then this last Tuesday night I had the crud. But who of you, while I've been gone, so in the last 2 weeks, who of you has attended an in-person workshop and sat your bottom in a little chair? Give me some thumbs ups for that. Or if you attended a Zoom workshop, give me some thumbs ups for that. And if you attended here with us live 2 weeks ago, or if you watched any of the September videos, oh, and Linda had her bottom in a green chair, very good. Or if you watched any of the September videos last week, so live 2 weeks ago, or the September videos last week, give me some hearts for that. Person, and I heard a couple of you all that your locations opened back up, so congratulations to you all that are able to go back to your physical locations again. So here are your Bravo stickers, your virtual Bravo stickers for everyone who hung in there, and thank you so much for those of you who just kept the group going and who kept the chatter going while I was down and out, because I'm telling you, this was, again, I've not been this sick in a long time, and it's just draining. I mean, it was just absolutely draining. And so I didn't even get on, hello Melinda, I didn't even get on Facebook very much, because I just couldn't do it. Could not do it. But again, congratulations everyone who attended last week and who kept going while we were out. So last week, which was actually 2 weeks ago, in chat number 288, we were talking about taming your to-do list. And then my to-do list exploded. Literally, if we had not just had this chat, I mean, I swear, sometimes I think the Weight Watchers people who do these are like, well, what's going on in Kelly's life right now? Hello, Evie. They're like, what's going on in Kelly's life right now? Let's just jack that up, or let's make the topic about that, and then something's going to explode. So we just had the topic of taming your to-do list. I got all of my to-dos written down. I got all of them categorized in the categories that we'll talk about here in just a second. And then, boom, literally had a note stuck in front of my face that said, Bo has a temperature of 103 and they are headed to the emergency room. So there went my to-do list. But we were able to switch some of those things around. So practicing did help with that, and having those all written out helped with that. So last week we were talking about some ways to tame your to-do in 4 and 5 different places, and touching it and touching it and touching it and touching it. So it did help me to get them all written down into one place and get them categorized, because then I could just touch it once and not keep picking it back up. The second thing was to be ruthless. And the Be Ruthless, we did post the link to the website that I was talking about 2 weeks ago, about how to be ruthless. But one of the things that I asked you to do is to try to categorize them. And that's to put them in a category of do. Like if it's something that you absolutely have to do, put it in your do column. If it's something that you can defer, it means you have to do, you need to do it, but you don't have to do it right now. So you can kind of put it over into that defer column. The next one is delegate. If you can let somebody else do it, put it in the delegate column. Or if it's delete, like if you just really don't need to be doing it, didn't have to do it, something that you were just going to pick up that didn't have to be done, delete, 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 delete. Okay, and I did a really good job of categorizing those. And it's a good thing I did, because some of those I had to have people go pick up for me. They went from do and defer into delegate as soon as we headed to the hospital for the first time. And then the other one was raise your hand. So the last one is to raise your hand. And I'm saying that because, and I have practiced that while just in the handful of days that I've been back at work, full time without rushing, one of the girls off to hello Marlene from Florida, rushing one of the girls to the emergency room, is to hold up my hand and say, okay, look, I've been out of it the last few days. We've been busy the last 2 weeks. I have been out of it the last 2 days. You're going to have to give me a minute before I answer this question, do this, whatever. Hello, Kim. And I will tell you at least half of the tasks that were getting ready to be added to my, hello, oh yes, oh, Melinda and Karen have hooked up. At least half of the things that were getting ready to get added to my to-do list, because I put my hand up and said, hold on, you're gonna have to give me a minute, they were done, finished, figured out before I circle back around to them. So your homework for last week was hashtag simply, actually it was 2 weeks ago, but y'all get it. Hashtag simply tame it. And what I wanted you to do was to write down one item from your to-do list. And I wanted you to, it might be something as simple as going to the grocery store or, making a menu, something like that. And then I wanted you to categorize it in either the do, defer, delegate, or delete list. And then chat with us about it. So let's see how you did. Even when I'm sick. So even when I'm sick and out of it, Deanna comes through clutch every time with some homework, with some great homework every single week. She picked 3 items on her list this last week, and then she decided if she would do, defer, delegate, or delete. And as usual, she got it done. She absolutely got it done. And if you haven't seen her post this week, they are actually at a NASCAR race. She planned. She did her do's, she did her defer, she did her delegates, and her deletes, and they are there and having a good time because she could check it off her list. I do have to give a shout out to Lynn, Karen, and Julie in particular. All of you all were fantastic, but Lynn, Karen, and Julie in particular get bonus bravos for deciding that continuing to post frequently and with some great uplifting things and some great content and some great challenges while I was under the weather, that was a do for all 3 of them. So all 3 of them put that on their to-do list. Keep everybody talking while Kelly's down under the weather went on their do list, and they nailed it. And I appreciate you ladies. Bravo of the week. So that Casey's husband could stay at work while we were at the hospital, he organized what, where, and how the other granddaughter, because we had the oldest one went Monday night and Tuesday night to the emergency room. The youngest one went Wednesday night and Friday night, and then ended up staying Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and into part of Monday at the hospital. So he organized who, where, when, where they were going to be, so that Alan could stay at work. And then he did, we called it Papaw Dash one night. So instead of calling DoorDash, he was Papaw Dash one night. We called in our food order to him, and he brought it to the emergency. So he brought us dinner that night, and then one night to make sure, so that was to make sure that we ate something, and then he added medicine dosing for both Alyssa and Dusty to his do list. Hello, Julie. Julie, we were just talking about you. He added that to his do list so that Mom and I could delegate some other things. So bravo to everyone who did their homework, even if you didn't mean to. Bravo, everyone. So again, if you're just joining us, we're all still sick. The girls are getting much better. The adults have it now. So we're going to keep this to an abbreviated chat. I'm going to try for about 20 and 20. So just have a few more minutes on the first part of it. And Julie, it was good. It was all good. You'll have to go back and listen to it. So I was saying, so Julie wants to know if it was good or bad that we were talking about her. So Julie, I was saying that you, you, Karen, and Lynn kept the group going and kept it alive while I was down and out this last week and a half, because I didn't even go and check on anything. I felt that bad that I didn't even want to be on social media. But let's talk a little bit about this week's topic. So this week's topic is charge of your tracking. And I have to tell you, I love it when I hear commercials for other weight loss programs that say, no tracking, you don't have to track anything, or no, you need to write anything down, etc. If you are pre-ordering a meal, if you're using a color-coded container, if that is still tracking. So, or if you've been doing it, track, and when we do it diligently, we all do better. We have better success. We feel better. We just feel better about our plan. And part of working this plan is knowing what you did eat, what you already ate, what you're eating now, and then what you will eat. But what does that look like for you? Because tracking is going to be different for everybody. Way back in the day, we had to track on paper trackers, and you had to write everything down, and then you had to turn it into your leader, and your leader, aloha Kathy, and your leader graded it. So sometimes you would get red marks, sometimes you would get smiley faces. Some leaders were kinder than others. Some were more, had some more good feedback, and some of them just did not. But so I have categorized this into 3 different types of trackers. So I'm going to call the first one all-in-one tracker. So all-in tracker. The all-in tracker, I know many of you who really, really, really are into planning, recording. Let's just say you're the scrapbookers of the Weight Watchers world. You've got color-coded notes, charts, graphs, and probably a binder that has all of your favorite go-to foods, meal plans, recipes, things like that. If that's you, keep at it. And tracking isn't just for food, by the way. Scott, who happens to be here tonight, so Scott already had you planned to mention. You didn't know you were going to be here tonight, but Scott in our If You Have an Egg Facebook group tracks his weight loss on the cutest calendars. I'm going to call them little calendars. They're graphics that you've ever seen. You need to go check those out. And I think that's a creative and fun way to know how you're doing and to keep yourself motivated to keep going. Because there are a lot of times that Scott will think, oh, I'm not having a great week. And then he'll pull that tracker back up, that calendar of how he's done, every single week for that, for that time period. And it's really motivating. It's motivating for the rest of us. So that's an all-in tracker. Then the next category is a digital tracker. So some of you were around long enough ago to remember those paper trackers, and a couple of you all just mentioned that. So now tracking is at your fingertips. You can do it on your phone, you can do it with an iPad, you can do it from your computer, and the powerful WW app lets you scan things, lets you do the recipe builder. And track it. And you can even track your water. You can add back points with veggies and water things, tracking activity, more, all of that. So the digital tracker, y'all are loving this new, let's see, and yep, Yelly says, I do better when I write down what I've eaten. I think we all do. I think that's a true statement for all of us. So that's the digital tracker. If you're loving all these things where you can just go scan, boop, 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 and you can put it in your recipe builder and pull recipes in from other people. And then the last group is called the I Got This tracker. So the rest of you fall into the, what I will classify is pro level tracking, or I got this, tracking. Hello, Vicky. So you know what you eat, when you eat it, and you probably already know the points most days. So if that's you simply use the WW app to save meals or foods to track. You can save meals to track with Siri. So you might be the person, if you're the pro tracker, the I Got This tracker, you might be saying, and I can't say it because my watch is going to pick it up. Hey, SIRI, track an apple, track tuna, track, blah, blah, blah lunch, because you can name them. You can save or favorite frequently eaten meals for quick tracking. So you can name those meals. So if you want to say, weekday breakfast, you can already have it prepared if you're at the pro tracker level. And you can use Quick Add and enter the points for a food or meal without even searching for those items. So if you already know, I already know what I'm going to have for breakfast, and I already know it's 7 points. So you can just do the Quick Add and do breakfast 7 points, lunch 1 point, because you're at pro tracker level, and you got this. You already know what you're doing. Okay, so your homework for this week is #SimplyTrackIt, SimplyTrackit, Simply Track It. And this week I want you to tell us: are you an all-in tracker? Are you a digital tracker? Are you an I Got This tracker? And then tell us why that's your style. So super easy. There's not even really anything for you to do. You just say, I am a digital tracker because I love scanning things with my phone, or I'm an all-in tracker. I love making beautiful charts and graphs. But that is your homework for this week. Do it. Sorry I did not get to everyone last 2 weeks ago on your homework. I'm trying to go back and catch all of you all, but this week is #SimplyTrackIt. Do your homework. So I'm hoping that this is all going to be gone in just a few days. And go on to part 2. Thank you all for letting me abbreviate this chat tonight, just so that we can get some more rest. We do have to go to work tomorrow. So normally I do not mind staying up until 9, 10, 11 o'clock with you all, but I think we need to get some more rest. So everybody go grab your water. If you're new, I am going to go ahead and make some tea. That has nothing to do with being new, but if you are new, normally at the 30-minute mark, we will do classroom for the first 30 minutes, and that's just going to be whatever the WW topic was for the prior week. And then at the halfway mark, which tonight the halfway mark was at like 21, 22 minutes, just since we're not feeling well, we're all going to stop and get some water Tonight I am getting tea just because we are still so congested and still so sniffly, so I'll be drinking some tea tonight. Also, this is not our normal setting, and I wish that Barbara was here because Barbara craves seeing my kitchen and everything, the campers and everything that are up here, instead of seeing what we have at Casey Kitchen Center. So I'll also go ahead and put on my apron, and I almost said my robe. I'm that tired. I also go ahead and put on my apron for the second half. If you are watching this on YouTube, it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. So if you're watching this later there, you'll know Casey posts the entire chat, it's usually an hour tonight. Going to try to keep it to 40 minutes. She posts the entire thing as one chat, and then she will go back and post the second part as a separate one. So if you missed the second part, if you had to jump out early to go eat dinner, or you had something to do, I'm going to get a sip of my tea, and then we will get started with part 2. Look at my super cute Disney mug. I got this the last time that we went to Disney. This is all of the, not all of them, but this is a lot of the, what would these be, ride posters that they have at Cinderella's castle. So when I saw this mug, I was like, I have too many mugs, but I have to have that one. Okay, so for the second half of tonight's chat, we are still talking about simplifying things. So the entire month of September, we were talking about, hello Sandra, we're talking about simplifying things. So I've been talking about simple ways to hashtag bulk it up. Been talking about that every week this month. We've done, gosh, you'll have to forgive me. Oh, and y'all all lost, by the way. All of you lost. So we are 24 minutes in, and this is the first time I coughed. Y'all were saying I was going to cough at like 3 and 4 minutes. So everybody lost. I made it to 24 minutes before the first cough. And John wanted to join in, so he has also coughed. But we've talked about ways to, let's see, we've hashtag bulked it up for breakfast. We've done, gosh, what all have we done? It feels like that's been a year ago since I actually missed a week. But anyway, so we've been talking about hashtag bulking it up. I even had somebody ask me what that meant. Like, they didn't look big enough. It didn't seem like enough. It seemed like I was still hungry when I got done. So I started bulking things up and adding more 0-point foods to whatever I was eating so that it looked bigger, it looked better, it looked more satisfying to me. But that's where hashtag bulk it up came from. And it fits in perfectly now with personal points because we can add back points with non-starchy vegetables. And that's a perfect way to do that. So if you hashtag bulk it up with non-starchy vegetables, it's going to fall right into this. Tonight's version of hashtag bulk it up, though, is hashtag bulk it up, but I don't cook. So I have so many of you that are like, yeah, I love to watch your chats. I enjoy listening to you, but I just don't cook. And there are lots of different reasons to not cook. Sometimes you just prefer eating out. Some people are eating on the road. I know a lot of you all travel for work, and you're not anywhere where you can cook. Some of you are so limited on time that you don't get an opportunity to cook very often. A lot of you all are doing meals for one. Sometimes it's harder to cook if you're just making food for one person, and then there are a whole bunch of you all that just don't cook. You just don't, and there's nothing wrong with that. So tonight we're going to talk about how to hashtag bulk it up when you just don't cook. And again, it's not a bad thing, and there's lots of different reasons for it, but sometimes you just don't cook. Okay, so bulking it up. Most of the time we're going to be using a 0-point food, or now again that we're on personal points, a 0-point food is a great way to hashtag bulk something up. But with the personal points program, using non-starchy vegetables it's like a double whammy. So you get a 0-point food to bulk it up with, but you also add back a point for every cup of non-starchy vegetables that you bulk up with. So just a few things that you can use to bulk up, and then I'm going to actually show you how to bulk up a pre-prepared meal. So one thing I want you to keep in mind is portions. So if you're not cooking, if you don't cook, it's real easy to go buy things that are packaged in like multiple servings. Trader Joe's and Aldi have some great meals, like some 2 or 3 meals in one package or one container. Some of the prepackaged salads, like, I work with a girl who opens the bag, dumps it in a bowl, and she eats that as one serving. I think Casey enjoys those usually as a serving. Those are actually 2 to 3 servings. So serving sizes, I want you to pay attention to that. Buying things that are in smaller containers, like These are a great way, these little minute rice things. There are a couple of different brands, but the little minute rice or quinoa or whole grain rice, or this one is jasmine rice and red quinoa. These are already in pre-proportioned little containers. So if you get some things in little containers, that's a great way to go to make sure that you've got the right portion size. There is a chat, didn't go to look it up, but there is a chat for portion versus serving. So these are a good portion, but these are also a serving size. Things like you can get little containers of like pickles. Pickles would be considered a non-starchy vegetable. You can get little containers of like carrots. You can get green beans. You can get peas. Peas would not be a non-starchy vegetable, but I think it's a good idea to just go back and double check if you're not going to be cooking a lot, if you're going to be using one of these things, to go back and just look and see, okay, hold on, what's a portion versus a serving, so that you're not, sitting down to eat an entire container of something and then realizing, counting it as 6 points and then realizing, uh-oh, that was 2 servings or that was 3 servings even. Keeping some things on hand that you can #bulk up with. If you're going to be traveling a lot, some things travel better than others. Some things go in containers or just themselves are more sturdy than others. I find that keeping apples, things like apples or clementines, in my backpack or in my purse, they're it's like a sturdy fruit, and not as many vegetables are sturdy. Some of them will last a little bit longer, but fruit. You can keep an apple in your purse for a couple of weeks before it goes bad. So I always try to keep apples in my purse. Some things need to be refrigerated. Grapes, I do like to buy grapes already plucked, already off the vine, so that I can get them in these little containers. And then if I need to use the container, so like if I need to drop this down in my backpack or if I need to stick it in my purse to enjoy later, I've already got it. And that's a great way. Those are both 0 point. They are not non-starchy vegetables. Those are fruit, but those are great ways. Those are great 0 point ways to bulk it up. They last a long time in your purse. So you can keep carrots in the refrigerator, but you can also put them in little individual baggies and keep them in your purse. They last not days, but if you pack them in the morning, they'll still be great, for lunchtime. Things like, believe it or not, English cucumbers. I think English cucumbers last a little longer in your purse than regular cucumbers do. I don't know. I have no idea why. If anybody knows, let me know. But those, last a long time. So those are some great individual things that you can do that are also going to bulk things up. So even though an apple or some grapes is not a 0 point veggie, it's still a great way to bulk something up. So let's say that you were going to go through Taco Bell's drive-thru and you got a Doritos Locos Taco. That's 5 points for that taco. But if you had an apple or some grapes or some carrots or vegetables, if you had a cup of vegetables, you could actually add back a point. Okay, another thing you can do, there are some kinds of beans that they provide great amounts of protein. They're very filling. They have a lot of fiber. And if beans if beans are an item on your 0 point food list, load up on these. They're a great way to bulk things up. You can use different kinds of beans, like this one happens to be a 3-bean blend. It's got pinto beans. It's got pinto beans, black beans, and red kidney beans all in one, so that you can add this to some soup. Like if you went to, let's say, Wendy's and got some chili, or if you had something at work that you were going to heat up, you could add some beans to that. But if you have not discovered I'm going to call it the blandness of chickpeas. Chickpeas are a fantastic thing to keep on your shelf, for those times when you want to add that, like if you're doing the salad, or if you're doing, if you're doing some soup, or if you just want to blend something up into some hummus and do some dip. But garbanzo beans, chickpeas, those are a great. They kind of don't have a flavor. They really don't have much of a flavor. This is a great way to bulk things up, and they have a lot of protein in them. They got some fiber, and again, they are going to bulk you up. Keeping some pre-packaged things on hand, like tuna packs, even flavored tuna packs. You can make a quick sandwich with this. These are going to be low points. They have these in salmon now, and I've seen them with chicken. I haven't tried any of the chicken ones, and I haven't scanned them for points. I have just used, all tuna ones, but these are great to keep on hand for that. Oh, I'm doing great. I'm actually talking way too fast. I've got probably 10 minutes left. Let's just take a break for a moment. and sip a little. Okay, am I talking too fast? Because I'm trying to talk before I start coughing. So if I'm talking too fast, let me know and I'll slow it down a little bit. Yeah, and there came one. Okay, and when we finish up, even if I have extra time left than the 20 minutes, we will go ahead and wrap it up just so we can get some rest. But a couple more things I want to show you in case you're not a cooker. One is convenience meals like this. So everybody knows, I think everybody knows what Smart Ones are, Lean Cuisine, Healthy Choice, you know, all these kinds of, you know, frozen meals. These are great to keep in your freezer for, again, if you're busy or if you're cooking for one and you don't want to cook. Or if you just don't like to cook, these are great to keep in your freezer. I have a quiz though for you first because you all have gone dangerously quiet. Okay, so I bought 3 today. And these are Smart Ones. So these are Weight Watchers brand Smart Ones. The first one is Salisbury steak, and it's got Salisbury steak. Thank you, Sandra. It's got Salisbury steak and macaroni and cheese. The next one is General Tso's chicken. And then the next one is Santa Fe rice and beans. So now these are part of the, they already have the points on them. They're part of the personal points program. And because they don't really have any non-starchy vegetables in them, they don't really have anything in them that's going to be super like 0 points for anybody. They already have a pick. So do you think Salisbury steak, General Tso's chicken, or Santa Fe rice and beans? Which one of those do you think is the lowest in points? Then I'll give y'all just a minute while I get another sip of my tea. And I better look and see how long this one takes in the microwave, because this is, oh yeah, that's not bad at all, because this is the one we're actually going to make tonight. So which one do y'all think is the lowest? Salisbury steak, General Tso's chicken, or Santa Fe rice and beans? Okay, Yoli says rice and beans. Which one do you think, John? Okay, John thinks the General Tso's chicken is the lowest one. Okay, Hattie says the rice and beans. And Sandra says the rice and beans. Okay. Oh, and Phyllis agrees with you. She says the General Tso's chicken. Oh, and Marianne says the Salisbury steak. Okay, ding, ding, ding. Marianne is our winner. The Salisbury steak and macaroni and cheese only has 7 points. So I guarantee you if we open this, it's going to be tiny. The rice and beans has 9 points. And the General Tso's chicken is 10 points. Oh, and Scott said rice and beans. And Mary uses the Santa Fe rice and beans to bulk up a meal. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to take one of these and we're going to bulk it up. But some things that you can bulk them, some other things that you can bulk them up with. I've got Steam and Easy California blend vegetables. I guarantee it's going to be tiny though, Phyllis. I guarantee it. That's why we're going to hashtag bulk them up. We're only going to make one of them tonight, but I always keep, you know, some kind of steaming vegetables, some kind of vegetables that you can add to it. I always have cans of green beans. I always have carrots. I usually have cucumbers, apples, and grapes. And remember, some of these things, if you add non-starchy vegetables to them, you're going to add back points. So keeping some freezer bags of frozen vegetables, again, that's not cooking. You just vent this, stick it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, not cooking. It's going to be super, super easy. So let's go ahead and make one of these and let me show you how to hashtag bulk it up. We're not going to make the Salisbury steak and the macaroni and cheese. I'll save that for a different day. And we're not going to do the General Tso's chicken. Tonight, we're going to do the Santa Fe rice and beans, and I'm going to show you how disappointing it is if you just do this. So if this was all you were going to have, it'd be super disappointing. This would just make me mad if I was just going to eat this. And this, not this particular meal, but this is one of the reasons that I started doing the hashtag bulk it up, because I would eat one of these. So look how pretty that is on the box, and look what it looks like in the container. So this one is a cook on high for 3 minutes and then let it stand for a minute. So we are going to pull back the film and we're going to put it in for 3 minutes. And did you all see my new microwave that John got me? So I don't know if you all were here for the last most disappointing new microwave. Yeah, because they're just so small. And I'm sorry, but all frozen dinners are that small to me. And that's exactly why I started doing the hashtag bulk it up, because I needed it to be more. So I needed it to have more food in it. I needed it to look like something. I see that we paused for just a second, so hopefully you all are catching back up with me, and hopefully you've not jumped off. But we are making the Santa Fe rice and beans. And oh, Sandra says I would put the rice and beans in the. Come on. The internet here, sorry, is not nearly as fast as it is at work. So I'll just keep talking because it is recording. And y'all just have to catch up later if it doesn't catch up with you. Okay. So we got just a little bit. We've got another minute and 18 seconds on that one. Let's just look at the others while we're waiting on that to come out. So they look great on the box, and I'm not saying don't get these. I love these, but definitely have to hashtag bulk them up, because just by themselves, you know, they're kind of puny. So here's how big the General Tso's chicken is when you get it out of the box. So not a huge amount. So there is not a huge amount of rice. Hashtag bulk it up. And then let's check out that Salisbury steak, because everybody was like, the Salisbury steak is the macaroni and cheese is the least points. Yeah, so it's the least points probably because this is going to be tiny. But let's see. But again, I like these. These are delicious. I wouldn't have purchased them if I didn't like them. But I do have to hashtag bulk them up. That one I would probably do with the steamed vegetables, the steamed frozen vegetables. Might even add some green beans. That would be really good with the cucumbers or the carrots. So there's that one, okay? Then you pull this out. Wow, and it's hot. Just gonna go ahead and say that it is hot. And we're gonna pull this back, pull this back. We are going to stir it really quickly. It smells delicious. I'm gonna stir that, and it's gonna go back in the microwave for 1 minute. But then I'm gonna show you how small it is. Another thing I wanna encourage you all to do, if you have space and time to wash dishes, I'm gonna encourage you to always put these in a real, like on a real plate, in a real bowl, something like that. Don't just eat them out of this little container, because again, it's just not that satisfying. So we're gonna put the film back on and heat this up for 1 more minute. And that will be about it for my voice. Well, my voice is fine, but that will be about it for me not coughing tonight. So do you all have a favorite lean cuisine, smart ones, healthy choice? Do you all have a favorite that you eat? So it seems like the Santa Fe. Okay, so here we go with this. So this is the tiniest little amount of food. So that is the wee tiniest little amount of food. There are a lot of things that you could do to hashtag bulk this up. So see how small that is in that bowl, and y'all know that I love to fill these bowls up. So here are a couple of things that I'm gonna do with that. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of corn. Now corn is not, it's not a non-starchy vegetable, so we're not going to add back any points for this, but corn is going to be a beautiful addition to this plate, and corn goes really well with this, you know, kind of with the Santa Fe rice and beans. And this is corn that we shucked, processed, froze, so it still tastes just as sweet as the day that we got it. Then I'm going to add 1/4 cup of those mixed beans that I showed you earlier. So this has black beans, pinto beans, and kidney beans in it. So I'm going to add 1/4 cup of that. And beans, right now I have switched back to beans as a 0 point food. I had switched to potatoes. but beans were easier just to, if in desperation, if I had to open a can and eat something, beans were easier. So I switched back to beans. Then I'm gonna add a half a cup of riced cauliflower to that. So now I've got some riced cauliflower. You could do more than a half of a cup. You know, if you wanted to add back a point. So at a half a cup, I'm not gonna add back a half of a point. But you know, you could totally do that. And then when it's time to eat this, I'm gonna add one of these little holy guacamoles. And oh yeah, sliced tomatoes would be, Melinda's exactly right. Sliced tomatoes would be good. Lettuce would be good if you wanted to make it into more of a taco salad. But look how much more appetizing that is already. And if beans and corn are a 0-point food for you, you didn't add any points to this. So this would still just be, I think it was 8 points, 9 points. What did I do with the box? Oh, here's the box. So this one was 9 points. So we originally had this little tiny section here for 9 points. Now we have this huge bowl for 9 points because corn and beans are a 0-point food for me now. And then I'll just be adding, I think it's 2 points for one of these for me because I don't have avocados as a 0-point food right now. But add that. But I mean, check it out. That is hashtag bulked it up. So that is bulked up to the max. Okay, that's about it because I can feel the coughing coming on. We made it great. We're only going to be missing 10 minutes of tonight's chat. So I hope that you all will find something and hashtag bulk it up. I hope you enjoyed this chat, and thank you again for letting us end a little bit early so that we can rest. I hope there wasn't too much of a delay and whatever with our internet here at home. But we live in a super old building and it's all brick walls, so it's a little, harder to get good service in here. But y'all have an amazing week. If you're watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and let that next video roll over, and it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Go ahead and let that next video roll over, and because the next video would be the September one, I think you should do it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that button right there to subscribe, and then check the little bell